What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Matt, and it's Maniac Monday, finally. I am so happy to see each and every one of your faces. I hope every one of you had a fantastic weekend. Mine was nice and uneventful, which is always good. My kind of weekend. Today's movie is a fantastic one. It's from 1981, although I've seen a couple places listing it as 1982. Um, I'm going to go with what Vinegar Syndrome and IMDb has it at as 1981. It stars Gaylen Ross, Tony Fish, Harriet Bass, Seth Jones, Jane Claire, Alex Murphy, Tom Candella, Frederick Neuman, and Paul Ehlers, directed by Joe Giannone. That is none other than Madman. Yes, Madman Marz. You never want to say his name above a whisper, otherwise he'll come and get you. Um, that is basically a huge premise to the story on this one. What is it? First, let me show off my copy here. This is the Vinegar Syndrome release. It does have a alternate cover art in here. It is a Blu-ray DVD, which is very cool. And there is the alternate artwork that they did for it. I really like that one too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and switch her over to that artwork. I think it's really neat. And let me get that closed up. And there's for the special features for you guys if you wanted to take a gander at that and pause it and take a look. There we go. Yeah, and that is the special features and everything for the Vinegar Syndrome version of Madman. Now, what is it about? It's basically about, well, first off, you're started off with this group around a campfire, and this guy's singing the Madman Marz song, and beware the Madman Marz. Yes, I do love the song that they made for this. They made two different songs. At least for as far as with lyrics, and the same guy sings both of them. It's quite entertaining. There's Madman Marz right there. So basically, you're treated with that, and then Max, who is played by Paul Ehlers, decides he's going to follow up with the story. And his campfire story, is about Madman Marz and how years and years ago he had murdered his entire family one by one with an axe. And so he goes to town, drops his bloody axe on the bar, and goes about his day like nothing ever happened. Lo and behold, the town folks, they don't like that. They basically form a lynch mob, and they take his ass out to the middle of the woods, and they hang him. And then one guy slaps him in the face with the axe, leaves a nice gash across there. Already ugly as sin, because he allegedly had half of his nose bitten off in a bar brawl, and it didn't even affect him. So he's got not only a missing part of a nose, but he's also got a hack across his face. So he is not a pretty looking fella. Which, by the way, I did read. I have it listed down below in the the little trivia that I always put on there, and that's he was originally going to be a crispy critter. He was going to be burned. But then the movie The Burning came out shortly before it, so they quickly rewrote the script and made Madman the way he is. And so he has murdered his family. The lynch mob gets him. They come back the next morning to cut him down. He's gone. He's gone. The dead family is gone. Nowhere to be found. All right, now we flash forward back to the campfire scene, and they're not far from Madman's house, and so the Max tells these kids, like, "Hey, don't say his name above the whispers. You gotta whisper." Otherwise, he'll hear you. And if he hears you, he'll come and get you. And so basically this punk kid, Ritchie, gets up and like talks a bunch of smack like, Madman Marz, we're here, and like throws a big ass rock in through the windows. And, now you've gone and done it. You went and done it. You woke up the madman. So now we're going through the whole standard stalk and slash through the people. There is a very magical scene that involves a hot tub and this guy named, which by the way, his name is TP. This is the fella that did the song at the very beginning. He sings another song during this exact scene. This time he's not singing it on camera, unlike the first time. It is basically a hot tub scene. They get in naked, they have their little thing, and so basically when they get in, they're doing this whole spin around thing. They're spinning around throughout this whole whirlpool, throughout the whole scene. It is the weirdest thing, and every time I see a hot tub or whirlpool or jacuzzi, I think of that scene. And I've wanted to do that in so many times just for S&Gs. I thought that would be fun for shits and giggles. And there are some awesome deaths in here, by the way. This is one of those where it's kind of a Friday the 13th ripoff in ways, the standard stalk and slash at a camp, and it is being filmed at a camp that's not run down. I'm guessing it is definitely very functional, but they're staying there at this camp, which is the Friday the 13th ripoff, basically. By the way, it was the middle of wintertime, or not the middle of wintertime, but it was wintertime when they were filming this there. And there's times when you can see their breath, because they definitely look a little cold. And that explains why some of them are bundled up so much. Oh, and by the way, back to the guy singing, his name was TP. That's the name that he went by. And then both my fiance and I were giggling back and forth, coming up with different words, phrases for TP, and like testicle prostitute and turd poop, and just silly names like that. I mean, just to have a little bit of fun. And that, Madman Marz. Let's see, what else was there that I thought was kind of interesting? Like I said, they went through and they had to paint all the leaves and stuff to make it look green again, so it wasn't looking like wintertime or fall time. So they went through and took the painstaking time to do that. That's what you call dedication for a film, my friends. This, and it was originally part of the UK Video Nasties list. I believe it was. It was briefly seized in the Video Nasties scare in the 80s. Yes, it sure was, by the BBFC and the VRO pre-certification group. Those people definitely were on a witch hunt with stuff like this. Yeah, it is pretty graphic in places. Some of the kills are very gory. There's some nice gore gags in here. There's nothing that says fun like a killer that, if he gets you, he hangs you and then he slashes you with the axe. So that's kind of a cool little gimmick that you got. He's a hangman with an axe. So you got that going on. Now, as far as any kind of ratings I would give this one, on a technical side, it's not the best movie at all, but it's not bad either. It's I would say a nice middle of the road 3 on as far as the technicality side. There's nothing that is like a horrible goofs. There are some technical things that it's like, why would you do that? Um, uh, some of the dialogue between the people doesn't make some sense. There's a scene in particular where a couple are having sex in a tent, and they look up, and lo and behold, there's one of the other girls standing there with her head in the thing, looking for them to help find TP and this other group of people that went up missing. Which, by the way, they do have kids there. And they were scared to death. Ritchie is one of the kids. He's not with the group. That's who they went to go look for, because he basically disappeared on their way back from the campfire and over by Madman's house. So he's there off on a little thing finding him. Now, this movie is extremely entertaining, so I want to give it I'm going to give it a 4 on the entertainment side. So we got a 4 and a 3. Pretty good rating in my opinion. I highly suggest this for every horror file. Anyone that's into gore needs to. I feel like the UK Video Nasties list is something that we all as horror fanatics should watch, because there are some amazing titles, amazing films on there. And there is some garbage as well. There is stuff on there that just, like, honestly, I don't think any movie should be banned like the way they did it, unless it's, something gross that has to do with, like, child pornography or snuff or something along those lines. Cannibal Holocaust is on there. Cannibal Frocks are on there. There's a reason why those are on there. Mostly because they are gory, and there are the two or three animal scenes in that get pretty rough. So you got that, the video nasty side of it. Alright, guys, I've been rolling up over 12 minutes on this one. I'm going to go ahead and roll out. I hope each and every one of you have a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, whenever it is you're watching this. I hope you're having a great time. And please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. I've been gaining a little bit of you slowly but surely, and my videos are doing okay. I appreciate that very much, and I have a lot of love for you guys for that, because it makes my day. It makes my day. I do this out of the good of my heart and as a hobby, just for an opinion. It'd be awesome to get paid for it, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. All right, y'all. Peace as always.